just so you know. I actually started doing a few of these, done a few open mics, and since I've done a few of them, now that I've told jokes to random strangers, make them laugh, I've started to consider myself a comedian. So I've told, friends and family that I'm a comedian, so it's no longer, just Dave, it's like, it's your son, the comedian, your brother, the comedian, the guy sleeping on the park bench, the comedian, so like a big life change. So I figured neon signs that say open shouldn't blink, because I never make it to the door. So I'm starting dating this girl. I think my girlfriend currently, I think she has a horror manual. I'm starting to catch on to that. She has some horror tendencies or something, but it seems like it's good because she's trying to break them, because like after sex, like she starts to like try to escape through the window, and I'm just like, you don't need to do that anymore. I'm like, why did you do it in the first place? Like, would you see like the horror sign flash across the sky? And you're gonna go solve some horror crime? Like it's just some two spread legs, like just opening up. You gotta go. That suck. So basically, I got a problem. I just realized I'm addicted to that show, Intervention. Yeah, it writes itself, like so much so that I need intervention. Oh, but I love that show because it actually gets to show people doing hard drugs on cable, like just to anyone. Like they show them doing meth and cocaine, and it's all okay because at the end they have an intervention to say, hey, you gonna keep doing that or not? So, like I don't really care. Like I just want to see people doing those hard drugs. You don't get to see that ever unless you're driving around like downtown Houston. But I mean, they tape it here, and it's okay to show people because at the end they're like, oh, you gonna get your shit together? Like I don't know. If I was a producer for that show, I would just do it for prostitutes, like that way you put porn on TV and just show everyone, like just show them. Yeah, exactly. Suck a people out, like do it, Then at the end, my intervention would be very brief. It would just like, hey, you're gonna keep blowing dudes for money? And they're gonna be like, no. I'm like, all right, guys, wrap it up. You heard her. She's an adult. Let's get out of here. In case she made up her mind, she's an adult. Like, we'll do a follow-up show a few months down the road. Just say, hey, you still blowing dudes for money? Yeah. It's like, yeah, figure. So the other day I was watching ESPN, and I was watching this show on football, and there was this, one of the analysts was an ex-football player, and he was talking about all the damage that he probably got from playing football, concussions, all the brain damage, and he was saying that like his litmus was like, I walk into the kitchen and I forget what I went in there for. I'm like, I don't think that's the best barometer for him to be measuring, because I think we all do that, right? We're okay, we do that. We walk to the kitchen like, oh, I forgot the ketchup or forgot what I came in here for. I think his barometer should be more like, how many highways I woke up in my underwear randomly, or how much drool accumulated on my shirt, during a commercial break, or how many shotgun blasts I took to the chest recently. Like that should be how much you gave your brain damage. So I'm new to Houston, and I got this job waiting tables, of course, because I'm a comedian, so that's what we do. We wait tables in our free time. so I was rolling silverware. I was trying to get away together. I was rolling silverware with this other guy, another white guy, and we're sitting there and we're rolling silverware, and one of our black coworkers comes across the corner. He's like, "What's up, my ninjas?" And I corrected him. I was like, "Actually, it's pronounced ninjers. I think you said it wrong." Yeah, and I'm here to tell a tale. Like gather around, white friends, listen to my story, the story of survival. like there I was, being a smartass. Ninja, yeah, it's like you can only say it that way if you're a ninja though, because otherwise you get mad and they'll come and karate chop the shit out of you. So the same, yeah. So the same black dude. So I started this new job, and like I'm new to the area, so I come on, I like to play basketball in my free time. So I was like, asking everyone, all the guys in the restaurant, hey, you know where to go play basketball? Do you like to play basketball? And I came across the same guy, a black dude, and I just asked him, hey, do you know where all the good place to play basketball is? And this that. He's like, well, are you only asking me because I'm black? And I'm like, well, first of all, no, I'm only asking you because it's your turn. Like I went around the whole restaurant, asked everyone, you're in front of me. I hate to discriminate based on race, so I don't want to keep you out of it. And inevitably, he's like, of course, he's like, he's like, I'm just messing with you. Of course I play basketball. Of course I know all the good courts are. Yeah, I'm just messing with you. He's like, oh, good, because I want to play in the court where I have to D up the guy with the ball and the guy trying to get in my car. So it's like it keeps me busy. So I got the lights. Thanks for listening. That was fun. Thank you.